So there will always be some challenge. There will always be some opposition somewhere in the universe. And I was having a conversation with my kids this morning over breakfast about this and how does Heavenly Father deal with it? And one way that we were able to think about it was if you were a ministering angel for eternity, or just anybody who's just, you have an eternal abode, you're just living forever, right? What would that life forever look like? And we reasoned through it, and we were thinking, well, you'd probably want to wake up and get dressed, and brush your teeth, read your scriptures, plan your day, pray, eat some breakfast, and go out and actually do things that you had planned. Right? That's kind of how we envisioned a typical day in eternity. And we realized that it couldn't possibly, in order to be a truly fulfilling existence, there is not one of us who could just say, well, I'm just going to go around and like consume things. I'm just going to go, I don't know, play sports, entertain myself, and eat goodies and call it a day. We just couldn't fathom that being the lifestyle of eternal beings. On the contrary, there's got to be some kind of a challenge that you face on a day-to-day basis. And so my 8-year-old reckoned he was reasoning through this, and he said, well, I'll bet there would be people whose prayers that you would want to go and help answer. You'd want to go and find out what people's troubles are. My 10-year-old said you'd want to like come to an earth like this one and just figure out what challenges people have and inspire them. And we realized that a large part of Heavenly Father's ethic and what he does day to day is coexist with opposition. He doesn't just squash it, he doesn't smash it outright. The responses we have so often on social media, especially, but also in person sometimes, to conflict and opposition are just to, have these angry outbursts and just rage and say, oh, those things should not exist. And Heavenly Father's way is so much more constructive because, in the first place, he coexists with evil, right? He's not on peaceful terms with evil by any stretch, but he has the strength, he has the virtue, he has the compassion and character, the wisdom and discernment to be able to allow that to exist and even to tempt his own children. In the war in heaven, Lucifer tempted a third part of Heavenly Father's children, and they followed after this devil guy that Heavenly Father knew was lying to all of them. And he allowed that to happen. Why did he allow that to happen? Well, it's because he knew that his children would have to choose him if they were to have joy in his presence eternally. And so he has that strength, he has that wisdom, that discernment, that character to be able to differentiate between, just my way or the highway and actually letting people